Start.
Start?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm here with Miss Zelda Jackson.
Thank you so much for having me.
So I noticed you were in the streets and
On
you
my
know,
grind?
doing on your grind. So I want to ask you a couple of questions. You're probably the first person to come by our shop, and actually you are the first person to come by the shop and really sit down and tell us what you're about, what you're trying to do. So if you don't mind, maybe you could tell some of our friends and associates, viewers.
Well, I'd like to thank you for having me here. I'm Zelda Jackson, and I'm running for Atlanta City Council District 2. District 2 comprises of downtown Atlanta, Midtown, Old Fourth Ward, Candler Park, Inman Park, and Ponce Highland. And I want to make history. I want to be the first black woman elected to this district. So doing so, I have a lot of new initiatives I like to bring. First, I want to get rid of that gated community feeling where you don't know what's going on, you just go to work and come back. I want to have monthly town hall meetings so you're able to know what the initiatives are, what's going on, what the issues are within your neighborhood. You talk to your council person, you talk to your commissioner, your school board rep, your city utilities. Hash it out right there, have a plan of action, and then have follow-up and follow-through. And that would be monthly, and that would be after work, not 5:30, 6:30. We can meet on the weekends, we can meet on Sundays. We can meet what's convenient to you in your neighborhood, because I'm coming to you. And we can do that in person, we can do that on webinars, telephone, and then you have your follow-up, because I don't want to leave out the elderly people who are not on social media. I want to have newsletters and include them also. And then get your church reps involved too. If you have a pastor that has passion and an issue, let's find that monies to get that solved. Or let's get a new plan of initiative together, because I also want to have a youth initiative. We have a lot of things going on in our neighborhood where there's people getting involved in drugs, young youth getting involved in drugs that you can just touch and die, or they're selling drugs. So they have that entrepreneur skills. Let's get them in an entrepreneur class. Teach them how to buy land, because God's not making no more land. And those that they have problems with like drugs, let's get them that help. And if they have a record, if they get in this program, the record will be expunged. I don't care how old they are, they expunge. And then give them re-entry back into society with a job, with training. Like I like to see on every rooftop, commercial building, residential building that is being built, a rooftop garden. That'll help your ex-offender come back into society. And that will help your homeless person have a new job and a place to eat and work. So we gotta stop being more healthy conscious and green conscious and give back to our community and help that person who is falling behind, pull them back up. So that's a part of my initiative. And I also want to have a 24-hour entertainment district. So
tell us more about that. I was interested in that. It's 24-hour entertainment district.
I would like first to give incentives to mom and pop business such as yourself.
Okay.
Give you monies so you can stay in the community, because there's not too many mom and pop businesses downtown.
Yes.
So we don't help usher them in and disappear them. Where will anybody go to meet you? How do we meet today?
Right.
So if I give you incentives to stay open and have monies towards keeping your staff around, and then put a freeze, since you've already been here, on your property taxes.
That would be nice.
That's a price.
That would be nice.
And then so when you leave the ball game, or you leave the concert, or you just come down to downtown for entertainment, just concert going or convention going, you have another avenue. If you want to go eat, like I love Jamaican food because my ancestors are from Jamaica.
Okay.
We have Jamaican food at that restaurant available.
I love Jamaican food.
Okay, and he like my gullah cuisine because I'm originally from Charleston, South Carolina.
Okay,
So some gullah, because I don't see that at all down
Spice
here.
is nice. That would be nice.
I
to have some gullah
hate the
cuisine.
fact that I don't get to eat the food that I love.
Yeah.
Like some shark steak and some red rice. You don't
Okay.
know nothing about that.
I don't know much about that.
That
I
is
don't know
good.
much about that, but
That's
it sounds
some
good.
eating. It's
Yes.
devil crab, real crab, devil crab, not the breaded.
Okay.
It's a real crab.
I do know about the devil crab.
So y'all call it gumbo down here. We like to call it okra soup. It's a whole different thing.
Okra soup. I'm familiar with okra soup.
So I like to have that. I I'd like to have that available to you. And then if you want to be further entertained, like you can have jazz, pop, gospel, comedy, the spoken word.
Okay.
That should be here. We had the Olympics in 1996, and we're considered an international city when we have the Olympics.
Right.
Now, 21 years later, do you still feel that way?
No, not so much.
No, we're missing it.
Okay.
So we want to have the Super Bowl or the
Now,
Olympics again.
What area would you put this?
Well, my hope was to have it at the Underground, but
Okay.
WRS beat me out of that.
Okay.
So we can have it with the Civic Center.
Now that would be a great use of space.
We
Okay.
can make that happen. Then you
Okay.
leave the Civic Center, you take the trolley, because the streetcar needs to connect.
Right. It needs to connect to something more.
It goes to Centennial,
Mhm.
where you have the World of Coke building,
Right.
Centennial Park,
Okay.
and the aquarium,
Yes.
and then the Hall of Fame, College Hall of Fame. See how I got it worked there?
Yeah, it works.
So we got a lot of initiatives. We need to work on our transportation. Like I just said, I'd like to see a one-stop shop where you can get on MARTA,
Mm-hmm.
the relay bike,
Okay.
and the streetcar,
Okay.
and you can pay one time.
Okay.
And if you're lower income, you get a discount.
Okay.
If you're disabled, you get a discount.
Mhm.
If you're elderly, you get a discount.
Okay.
Because if you don't make a lot of money, you're trying to get a job, you need somewhere to go.
Okay.
So we have to make that work out.
So I have two questions. Tough questions.
Okay. I'm ready for you.
Many of us downtown, we're concerned about two things as business owners.
Okay.
One thing is parking, okay, and another is the filming industry, which leads to, again, parking. So the incentives and the impact, we understand it's really good for the state of Georgia, but what about the smaller people here that's impacted by some of the movies coming here and in a sense taking advantage of our systems that we have in place, such as not being able, well, I won't say not being able to, but just flat outright refusing to give incentives to the businesses that they're impacted.
I'm glad you mentioned that.
Okay.
Before I ran for city council, put my bid in, declared to run,
Mm-hmm.
I went to neighborhood meetings for about 3 years just to find out what was going on in each neighborhood, because you
Okay.
won't know unless you live there
Correct.
or unless you go into the neighborhood meetings.
Yes.
And I found out that some neighborhood meetings are very well good negotiators.
Okay.
And we have to train
Mm-hmm.
our different condo associations, because I live in
Okay.
a condo and they did that to me. I was
Right.
very frustrated. I came home one day and they said, you can't park here. And I was
Mhm.
like, why not? We have a block off for a movie. I was like, but I paid for monthly parking, so I
Right.
should be able to park here. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh, okay, you don't care. All
Interesting.
right. So we have an office of entertainment
Mhm.
in the mayor office. We have to make them do well and do
Okay.
their jobs better.
Okay.
We have to learn how to negotiate, and
Mhm.
I found out certain neighborhoods, they get a lump sum. Instead
Okay.
of like $2,500, they're
Mhm.
getting like $30,000.
Okay.
And so that can go back into your kitty for your building fund or whatever efforts you need to be done into your building, so
Okay.
your condo fees won't be raised.
All right.
Your special assessments won't be
Okay.
coming in.
Okay.
Because I noticed that the movie industry is a $7 billion
Yes,
industry
yes.
just for Georgia.
Just for Georgia.
So
Most
they're
people don't
using
know
your
that.
electricity,
Mhm.
your water,
Correct.
and they're doing it and inconveniencing you. So
Yes.
your building
Mm-hmm.
should be paid. So
Yes, it should.
they're making money off of those
Yeah.
movies.
I mean, and
And
see,
we
this
love
is, we
them
don't
here.
know. We don't know that.
But that's why we're going to have those
Okay.
monthly town hall meetings so I
Okay.
can educate you.
Okay.
And we'll have someone on staff. Just not only we'll have somebody on staff for homeless
Okay.
initiatives,
Mhm.
because the homeless is being locked into one part.
Okay.
We'll have somebody on staff to deal with and to
Mhm.
help you negotiate. Because
Okay.
we were good negotiators when I was working for Councilperson Debbie Starnes from Music Midtown.
Yes.
Music Midtown came in for 3 days and they paid the neighborhood $100,000 for those
Wow.
3 days.
Just for 3 days.
So why aren't you getting paid? So we got to do better. It's
Gotta
better
do better.
suitorship,
Yes.
and I will usher that in as your
Okay.
council member once you get me elected on Tuesday, November 7th.
That's what we working on, somebody who's gonna get in there and make changes, deal with the tough issues that people are looking away from.
And then
you know,
you talked about parking.
parking, yes.
Some of these buildings have been here for a long time. They're
Mhm.
historic buildings and they didn't have parking back then.
Correct.
So we can allocate, negotiate
Mhm.
in the developing neighborhoods, parking spaces available to you.
Okay.
So we do that because I had that same problem in my building. I am at Peachtree Towers,
Mhm.
and it was an apartment complex in the 60s. That's how it was built.
Right.
And then when it turned into condominiums, I believe the early 80s,
Right.
they forgot to buy the lot next door.
Mhm.
So we had to pay for parking.
Right.
So we have a problem of not having enough spaces available. So
Okay.
we can negotiate and talk to people. Well, here you have long-term residents.
Mhm.
And if you give them a spot, a certain month and night, a month,
Mhm.
let's work that out.
Okay.
Let's be better neighbors to each other.
Right.
Because we are a community and we have to work together. And that's what I want to reiterate to you.
Yeah.
I want our community to work together to
Mhm.
get the issue solved.
Okay.
And then we have the plan of action, like I said before,
Mhm.
and the follow-up and the feedback. Because you need both.
Yes.
I followed up with you.
Right.
What's your feedback and decision?
Right.
What did we do right, or do we need to tweak it?
Mhm.
Because just like I was telling, I was at a forum and I was telling someone, we had the MPU and MPUs, and then we are MPUM,
Okay.
and they were designed by Maynard Jackson, Mayor Maynard Jackson in the
Mhm.
70s, because it was Atlanta's such a big city.
Okay.
He couldn't reach everybody. So
Okay.
come and tell me. So let's get you planned out in this A through MX, whatever.
Okay.
And that was in the 70s. So we need to tweak it and make
Okay.
it work a little bit better, because
Mhm.
sometimes the MPUs are too top heavy, they have too much power.
Yes.
They're not communicating with the neighborhoods.
Mhm.
So we need to work on that a little bit better.
Okay.
Have the communication lines reopened.
Yes.
Figure out how we can get everybody a piece of this pie. This is a
Okay.
big piece of pie.
It's a
We
big
can all
piece of
get
pie. It's a
slices.
big piece of
And then
pie.
we can get another slice.
And it
And
looks
make a
like
new
Georgia's getting
pie.
some extra pecans to sprinkle on that pie in the future, so we want to make sure.
Yeah, there's lots
You know,
going to
everybody-
happen,
yeah.
especially if you get me as your council member and get that entertainment district.
And that's what this is all about.
Right.
Now you mentioned Maynard Jackson. Any relation?
I wish.
You wish you would. It wouldn't be so hard, would it?
I wouldn't be grassroots. I'm not
Okay.
going to tell no stories.
We just wanted to ask, but Zelda, I appreciate you taking time to sit down with us and explain and talk about your initiatives, in detail. And again, you definitely have my support. I'm gonna get this out to some people,
Tell your
and
neighbors.
like we're gonna offer some I guess some footage for everyone else to come in and maybe even tell their story. But I definitely think you are a strong candidate, and
Thank you
deserve
so
yeah,
much. I appreciate
very
your
strong
kindness.
candidate.
It was just the grace of God that made me walk through here
Mhm.
today, because I'm on the grind.
You're on the grind, and I appreciate that. I mean, when you see somebody on the grind, I mean they're passionate and they really want it. Once you work hard for something, I know that you'll follow through with it because you put in the sweat. I've seen others put in the sweat as well. Not to say that no one's out here, putting in the sweat equity, but I see you walking around and you're talking. You're very, upfront, and we could appreciate that.
Oh, I forgot to give my credentials. Can I do that?
Please do.
I came here in 1987 from Charleston, South Carolina, and I came to go to Morris Brown College, and I got my my BA in political science.
Okay.
And I loved Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
Felt like this is gonna be my home, so I stayed.
Yes.
And then once I graduated, before I graduated, I interned with Congressman John Lewis, and then after I graduated, I worked with him for a little while longer.
Awesome.
Then I came to work for this district, District 2.
Yes.
I was chief of staff of District 2 in 2000, 2005, the last 5 years of Councilperson Debbie Stone's
Okay.
administration. And when she decided not to run for re-election, I went over to the State House and worked for Representative Alicia Thomas Morgan, District 39.
Okay.
And that's Smyrna, Austell, a little bit of Mapleton.
Mhm.
And once she wanted to change avenues, I left her and I came back to the city of Atlanta
Okay.
and worked for the municipal clerk, Rhonda Johnson. And she is the municipal clerk, and I did contract work for her for 3 years.
Okay.
Just about 3 years, a little short of 3 years. So I have over 28 years of experience, and I also have an MBA.
That's extensive.
And I told you, I have a master in cosmetology. So
And she's a Miss Cosmetologist.
okay, we're gonna make it happen, make that work.
Yes, we're gonna make that work. One way or the other, we're gonna make that work.
Mhm.
So yeah, she can help you out, get your edges back and everything.
And I would like to see a full barbershop, hair salon,
Barbershop, hair salon together.
and nail salon,
Nail
and massage salon
Okay.
at the airport.
At the airport.
We need that.
Yeah, we tried that. Well, actually, there's well, they're working on that now. They're
Yeah.
working on that now. So next time when they put the RFP out, maybe we'll try to bid and get.
And
it
that's
in.
another thing.
Yes.
I would like to educate our constituency about the different ways how you can apply for things.
Okay.
Small business owners, double minorities, which I am.
Okay. Okay.
Teach them that.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of education out there that you're not available to get because Vessel Atlanta meets like 7 a.m. in the morning.
Right.
So if you're working, you're on that grind, you
Yeah.
can't get to that meeting. So as your council member, I'm going to give you that education.
Okay.
Because a lot of people don't know if you have a 640 credit score and you live in Atlanta for 1 year and you make under $46,000, that you can get grant monies
Wow.
to live in the city and buy a home.
Did you hear that?
So if you have there's $75,000 available, and once the grant ends, it ends, but you have to apply.
Wow.
And so instead of taking out a loan, you got free money.
Free money.
Get that free money.
$75,000 of free money.
Get that free money.
And that's worth learning about. Yeah,
So that's what I
definitely
want to
worth
teach you.
Okay.
I want to teach you that and help you use the government for what it's for, to help you.
To help.
Okay.
So you hear, so with a low credit and low income, you basically are sitting on $75,000 and you may not even know it.
Yeah, and
True.
I also want to say, instead of taking a home, taking that $75,000 and buying a $150,000 home,
Right?
why don't you get a home for clothes, 15, 20?
That would be smart.
Reinvest,
and she can show you
reinvest.
how to do that. She can show you how to do that.
Yeah.
And that would also gain you some equity.
Thank you,
Once
Karen.
yeah. But that's a long story. But again, thank you, Zelda.
Thank you,
Jackson.
Chappie.
All right.
Appreciate you.
Pleasure.
My pleasure
This
as
is
well.
going to conclude our interview. I'm sure everyone will appreciate it.
Ooh, what was